and welcome to Epilepsy Insight number 2 here on Seize the Day blog. My name is Katie. I was diagnosed with catamenial epilepsy when I was 15, almost 16 years old. So I've had about 11 years of experience living with epilepsy and dealing with seizures and all of the lovely things that come along with that type of lifestyle. And today I would like to share what I know about seizure triggers. Seizure triggers are something that I have discussed widely on my blog before. I've mentioned my own personal seizure triggers, which include things like cloves and soy and MSG, many other things like that as well. But the tricky thing about seizure triggers is that they're different for every person. Every person has different things that will trigger their seizures for them. Now, seizure triggers, if you don't know what they are, obviously they're going to cause a seizure in your body. It could be a food, it could be a cosmetic product, it could be just a chemical or an ingredient in a food or something like that. They range very widely, so it's very, very difficult to say, okay, this is a list of seizure triggers. You can see this list, be warned, and know that that's it. Just stay away from these things. That would be a dream, honestly, because dealing with seizures, figuring out seizure triggers, and figuring out your own seizure triggers is a trial and error process. So most likely figuring out a seizure trigger is going to involve a seizure, because that's how you figure it out. You've got to go through it, figure out a pattern, see a pattern in your seizure activity, and see, hey, this thing is causing my seizures. It's causing my seizure activity to increase. So even though I do discuss it on my blog, I just wanted to point it out for everyone that they are different for every person. Every person's body is different and it reacts differently to different things. So in that way, it makes all of this so much more complicated. Nothing is ever easy dealing with the brain, but it is good to know when you're first starting out that seizure triggers, they are real, they are there, and they are most likely going to build up for you. You're going to have a list of your own. And once you figure that list out, it will be a whole lot easier for you dealing with future seizures and trying to prevent them. But they are different. So if some person says, hey, don't eat this, this is going to cause a major issue for you, that won't always be the case, because your body is different. Your ability to fight toxins, to allow your brain to be stronger and your body in general to be stronger and fight against toxins, is different for every person. So your resistance is your own. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to keep track of your seizures and notice, hey, did I have a seizure after I ate this or after I used this product? Because if you did, there could be a seizure trigger right there for you. And to figure it out sooner rather than later is your best way to go. That's my mode of operation. It took me a little while. I spent a lot of time figuring things out, and my parents helped me so much. They did so much research, and they continue to do it still. Now that I'm older, not 15 anymore, I also do a lot of research, but seizure triggers are always one of those things that I have to be so careful with when I use cosmetic products. If I use a new skincare product, I have to look at the ingredient label, read through it, and make sure, hey, this does not contain anything that I know that will cause a seizure for me. So, for those of you who may need a little help in that area, this is just a tip from me, someone who has been living with epilepsy for 11 years, and I hope it helps. So, best of luck figuring out your own list.